Envy. I am just going to show you guys some of the moves that are for tomorrow's workout, which is Air Force. I do suggest that you guys please watch the YouTube videos that I provided because it will show you step by step on how to do each of these moves. I'm just going to kind of do a quick version for those of you that told me that you might not have enough time to look at it, which I understand, but I do, whenever you have a split second to just review the videos that I gave you, they're 2 minutes. I just want to make sure none of you guys get injured. But I'm going to show you the thrusters. Or I guess I should explain. The Air Force workout is 20 thrusters, 20 sumo deadlift squat high pulls, 20 push jerks, 20 overhead squats, and 20 front squats, okay? And you need to time yourself. This is very important. You need to time yourself in this workout because every time a minute starts, you need to stop what you're doing and do 4 burpees every time. So if you're right in the middle of an overhead squat, you put it down, you start your you do 4 burpees, and you go back to at the number that you left off at, okay? So right now I'm going to show you a thruster. And I'll show you a side view so you can see my back. Every time you pick up a pole or bar or do any of these squats, always have a flat back. Never hunch over like that. I was doing that in the beginning when I very first started to work out because I didn't know, and I hurt my back pretty well. I don't think I have any kind of discs or whatever the doctor told me, whatever. I got past it. But, so, you just flat back. Here's the bar. You can also use free weights. I'm using the bar just to make it a little easier, but free weights, you can do any of these moves with free weights. So, a thruster is, you want to put the bar up here. So, front view it. Bar up here, right here. Try not to break your wrist like that, or your wrists are going to hurt. What is this? Honey, I'm in the middle of doing a video. Can you please go back in the house? Please go back in the house. Daddy should have told you. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Again, life with kids. So, a thruster is squat down, flat back, push the bar up, or free weights. So, squat down, flat back, push the bar up. Front view. You kind of want to explode when you push up too. So, regular squat, explode. Squat, explode. Make sure your knees are not over your feet. You always want to keep your knees so you can still see your toes when you squat. I can kind of show you a view here. Sorry, YouTube video here, they don't give me a lot of room to work. So when I squat backwards. You see how my knees, if you squat like this, you're just going to hurt yourself really bad. You squat back. It has a lot to do with balance. So I would suggest, if you haven't done a lot of squats in your life, to start with either no weight or like maybe 5-pounders. That way you don't lose your balance. When you use too much weight, you lose your balance and your technique is way off and you injure yourself. It's not worth it. A sumo deadlift squat or high pull, I'm going to kind of angle it down so you can see where my feet are too. So I'm going to do this one without the bar right now. So your feet are kind of angling out like you're a sumo wrestler, okay? So the bar's down there. So say I go down and pick the bar up. So I have the bar right here, okay? So you're also doing a deadlift because you're kind of bending over, but with a flat back. Hold on, sorry. My thing's kind of shades out on me, and I'm afraid it's going to go away. So, flat back, you kind of bend over, so side view. So you're bending over with the bar, like you're doing a deadlift, but also sumo squat, and then you high pull it up. So front view of that. So be bending over kind of, still keeping that flat back. Notice I'm not going like this. I'm going like this. And then high pull. And a high pull, now that you've seen kind of, so I bend over with the bar. So this is the bar, I'm mimicking the bar. And then high pull. So it's kind of like, it's 3 moves in one. You got the sumo squat, you've got the deadlift, and you've got the high pull. So you're working out a bunch of muscles here. So I'm going to do it with the bar. So, deadlift sumo squat, high pull. Deadlift sumo squat, high pull. Okay? Again, make sure your knees don't go over your toes. Just because your feet are out doesn't mean you can put your knees over your toes. Next one is a push jerk. I'm going to kind of, there we go. Okay, so push jerk is, you're going to start with the bar right here, okay? You're going to kind of bend and push up. So it's basically a shoulder press, just like this, but with a push jerk, you kind of bend your knees. You can't see my knees, darn it, the YouTube videos. So you bend your knees kind of, bend it, push. And you're kind of jerking it up, so you see how, just like that. I'll kind of angle it down, so I tell you, I moved this camera everywhere. I thought you could see everything, but I guess you can't. So here's the bar. When I say bend your knees a little bit, just a little bit like that, okay? And push up. A little bit, push up, okay? That's a push jerk. The overhead squat is kind of the hardest one, I think, because it's a lot of a balanced move. So I'm going to mimic my hands at this one. So what they tell you with an overhead squat, well, I guess I couldn't mimic my hands with this one. What I found out from the video is that the way you need to angle your hands, so when I bend my side, see how the bar's down here? I want to keep it at my waist. So now my hands need to go wider. So when I see how it's still at my waist, that means my hands are perfectly wide now. When I bend you have to bend kind of halfway. And if the bar is still at your waist, then you're perfect. If the bar is not, so if I put my hands in and it's way down here, kind of in mid-thigh, I need to space it out. And the video explains all of this. So I kind of marked on my bar where they need to go. You can also do freehand weights with this one where you don't need to worry about angling the bar. You just use the freehand weights. But the bar's up here. So side view, see how my hands are straight and kind of behind me. And then with this, you squat. This is the hardest one because you're balancing the bar and you're squatting. So front view, squat, another side view. Remember again, knees don't go over toes, flat back, squat. I have to say, oh, you're fucking kidding me.